Yo, what's up? It's Key Das here. I'm on the floor. The floor is my favorite place to think, so that's what I'm doing. And today's video is about beating addiction. And there's this quote. I don't remember who it's by, but I really like it about addiction. It's that addiction is fear in the third dimension. The third dimension is when we focus upon our bodily senses, like the five senses, the physical material realm. So that is manifesting, as something physical. The thought of this fear is manifesting into something physical, and that is an addiction. So you're afraid of something in the future, you're going to be fidgeting with your hands. That's a type of addiction. That's anxiety, and then you need something to fidget with. That's an example of it manifesting into the physical, a really basic example of that. But then you can get into cigarettes and alcohol, and these are all forms of escape, And you can say no, it's not an escape, but that's really what an addiction is. You have to face up to that because you are not satisfied. If you're not satisfied with right now, then that means you're trying to escape. If you're trying to transcend, even people who meditate, if you do anything cyclically, like repeatedly in a cycle, that's an addiction. So being a human is an addiction to third dimensional consciousness. But back to even meditation as an addiction, the desire to transcend, to reach a higher state of consciousness, to reach a higher state of awareness, so that you can experience more, feel more bliss. That desire is actually an addiction because it stems from fear. It stems from the opposite of love. Because fear is the opposite of love. Everything we do, it's either an expression of love or it's seeking love or trying to substitute for love. So if you aren't grateful for what you are experiencing right now, if you are not in that state of awareness where you're just thankful and enjoying the present moment, then someone who's on the spiritual path is going to be meditating or doing some sort of spiritual practice, maybe trying to manifest something with the law of attraction so that they can reach a higher dimension where they can be grateful. And I'm not saying that that is good or bad, but I'm just trying to be real with you and get it through your head that that's you being dissatisfied with right now. So that is an escape being masked with transcendence, which is being masked with spirituality. And that's happening a lot. I'm seeing that happening a lot, and I have experienced it myself, so it's important for me to express this to people because I realized it and it helped me a lot. Now, for overcoming addictions, it all comes back to the present moment and your ability to be grateful for it, your ability to dive deep into it and to actually, be paying attention to what's happening right now, to bring your focus back now instead of in the past or the future, to be here. So, what are different ways to do that? Let's talk cigarettes, okay? I'm going to use one example from now on, and it's going to be a cigarette addiction. So, someone that is smoking cigarettes, they're already not in the present moment. And I can tell you that because they're doing something like that they're intending to do that doesn't involve nowness. It involves an inhale and an exhale, an inhale and an exhale. So that's already involving time. Like your intention here is to smoke the cigarette, which means the cigarette has not been smoked. Now it's been partly smoked, now it's a little more smoked. So you're trying to get somewhere. You have to break out of that mindset and be where you want to be. Again, returning to the present moment. How do we do this? We increase our frequency. It's one way that people in New Age culture like to say it. Our personal vibration, our brain frequency. So, one way to do this is to take a freezing cold shower. When you have a craving for a cigarette, take a freezing cold shower. Do it. Hop in there. It's going to make you breathe like an animal, like a primal monkey. You're going to be... I love freezing cold showers. It's interdimensional travel. It will take you to a very high dimension. It will make you transcend. Okay? I'm telling you this. It will bring you back to now. Wherever your thoughts were, they weren't in your body. They were in the future, most likely. If you're smoking a cigarette, you have anxiety generally. You're thinking about the future. And if you take a cold shower, not a hot one, it's going to freaking snap you back to right now. You're going to go, whoa, 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 and you can't be anywhere but in your body in that shower. And inevitably from that, happiness is going to spring up. And that's something that's really beautiful about that I think is beautiful about that. Taking deep breaths and doing breathing exercises are a slower, more comfortable way to beating this craving. Anything that brings you back to the present moment will kill a craving. That's my point. But they're slower, and people tend to give up when they're doing deep breathing, and that's kind of what meditation is about in pop culture. And I'm sure a lot of people with addictions try meditation, and a lot of them give up because it's a very rigid routine, and there are other ways to do it. All meditation is, it's one tool, one process meant to get us back to the present moment. If you're in the moment, you're meditating. So whatever you got to do to be here now, that's the point, okay? So another way to do this that's actually more scientific is to drink hot water. Hot water that's very hot. Just not tea, just hot water. This will actually get rid of a craving for food even, because the vibration is going to increase. This is basic science. Just think water molecules, they're moving like this. When you freeze it, they're moving very slow and they're hard. When you heat them up, they move faster and faster. When they're steamed, they're moving super fast. So you heat up the water so it's moving faster. When you drink it, your body tunes into a higher frequency. And when you're in a higher frequency, you're closer to being able to perceive more awareness, more of the present moment. So it will help. Um, Going out into nature and going for a walk on the trail and not bringing anything with you other than maybe some headphones, because if you have headphones in with your favorite music playing, then you can be jamming and dancing to your songs that you love. This, I could say, will work even if you're not on the trail. Just staying at home, putting on your favorite music, and headphones are on the speaker, blaring it. Tune it up so that it gets rid of all the other distractions in your life, and turn off your phone or whatever, and dance and sing along, even if you're not a good singer. Or just lay down and just come up with a song and belt it out. Just start singing, I don't want to be addicted, I want to be here now, whatever. And it's going to inevitably bring you back to the present moment. Because when you're singing, you have to consciously choose everything that you're saying, freestyle, in the moment. When you're in the moment, the addiction goes away. And this is how you move towards breatharianism, even to realizing that you don't actually need to eat, that eating is an emotional compensation. So try whatever you need to do to bring yourself back into the present moment that doesn't require a drug or something outside of yourself. That's what I recommend you do if you want to really live in your full power. So express yourself in the ways that you need to. Take a cold shower, do deep breathing, do a workout. Obviously working out hard is going to bring you back into the present moment. Sing a song, dance, tell a story, but make up the story. Get lost in telling a story. You can tell it to yourself, you can tell it to the camera, you can tell it to your mom, to your best friend, to your girlfriend, to your boyfriend, whatever you got to do. And get back to me in this video once you try this out. I want to see comments on your experiences. Now, it's all in a moment. That's one of my favorite quotes ever in its original quote. It's all in a moment. So, when you have a craving for a cigarette and you take a cold shower and you're like, whew, oh man, yeah, I don't feel like a cigarette anymore, and you go about your day having a good day, guess what? Eventually that craving is going to come back. If you aren't doing what you love. Because the ultimate way to beat a craving is to do what you love. A craving or an addiction is fear. The opposite of fear is love. So, you can bring yourself back to the moment, which inevitably brings love, or you can just focus on love. Just do what you love. If you're a person who does what they love every day, you're not going to have a single addiction that you don't want to have. They're all going to be conscious addictions. Like being a human for me, for example. I'm a human, I'm addicted to it, but guess what? I want to be here. So There's no issues. No issues at all. So let me know how it works for you. I don't remember if I finished what I was saying, but that really sums up the point. How to beat an addiction. Do what you love in the moment. Do what you need to do to bring yourself back to the present moment. When you're not in the present moment, when you're not tuned into experiencing a state of love, when your heart is not open and you're not in the present moment, your addiction and your craving is going to come back. And as long as you're focused on something that's not love, when you're focused on the external world and not the present moment, there will cyclically appear some sort of threshold that you have to cross in order to bring yourself back to the present moment. That is why you are addicted. You're smoking a cig because it brings you back to the present moment. You're smoking weed because it brings you back to the present moment or back to love. You're drinking alcohol because it makes you happy. It brings you back to the present moment. It helps you live in the moment and express yourself in love. Right? You have to learn to do these things on your own. And the only way to learn is to do it. You do the thing and the power comes. You wish that you had acid so you could go on a walk in the woods and have a really fun, wonderful, magical day, but you don't have acid. Or you don't want to do acid, or you do want to do acid, just don't do acid. Just go on the trail, put on some headphones, pretend that you're on acid, and you will have just as good of a time, I'm telling you. You just have to be the one to let go of your inhibitions. Same with alcohol. You are capable of doing all of the things that you do when you're drunk. You're capable of speaking in all of the ways that you do when you're drunk. Just start acting like it. And then you will be able to have all of those positive qualities that come from your crutch, your addiction, without any of the negative side effects. That's it. Love now. Peace be with you. This is Key Das. And if you need more help on getting rid of fear and doubt, I wrote an oracular tool called Tokens of a Sound Mind. It's on Amazon for $5, and the link is in the description for the high quality physical copy. The first edition is almost sold out. I only have like 2 more. So order quickly if you want that one. It's for $15. And that's my job. I'm here to serve you. I love you. Peace.